Penyampaian Anugerah Chancellor.
Chancellor Award Presentation.
Anugerah Chancellor merupakan anugerah tertinggi universiti kepada graduan. Anugerah ini melambangkan keunggulan graduan dalam pelbagai bidang termasuk kecemerlangan dalam bidang akademik, ketokohan dalam bidang kepimpinan serta keterserlahan dalam aktiviti-aktiviti co-curriculum semasa menuntut di universiti ini.
The Chancellor Award is the most prestigious accolade awarded to the graduates. This award symbolizes the graduates' excellence in various fields which include academic excellence, leadership, as well as exceptional achievement in co-curricular activities.
Pada sidang pertama dan kedua, pihak universiti telah mengurniakan anugerah pelajar antarabangsa terbaik dan anugerah Chancellor.
During session 1 and 2, the university has awarded the Chancellor Awards to the following recipients.
Anugerah Chancellor Perak, Afifah Fairuz, Ijazah Sarjana Muda Teknologi Maklumat dengan kepujian. Anugerah Chancellor Emas, Ashraf Irfan Muhammad Adib, Ijazah Sarjana Muda Sistem Maklumat dengan kepujian. Hadirin yang dihormati sekalian, pada sidang ini pihak universiti akan menganugerahkan Anugerah Chancellor Gangsa.
Ladies and gentlemen, we will now present the Chancellor Bronze Award.
Penerima anugerah Chancellor Gangsa, graduan yang dilahirkan di Kuala Lumpur pernah menetap di Qatar selama 10 tahun. Beliau merupakan anak sulung kepada pasangan Encik Abdul Yazid bin Kasim, seorang pengarah syarikat infrastruktur telekomunikasi, dan Puan Rosita binti Zainuddin, seorang juru foto bebas. Berbekalkan keputusan A-level yang cemerlang, abang kepada dua orang adik ini berjaya menyambung pengajian di dalam bidang kejuruteraan petroleum di UTP. Kejayaan beliau di bidang akademik terserlah dengan memperolehi sijil dekan pada setiap semester pengajiannya dan memenuhi syarat untuk dianugerahkan ijazah sarjana muda kejuruteraan petroleum dengan kepujian kelas pertama. Begin with the end in mind adalah moto yang memacu kehidupannya. Graduan ini bijak membahagikan masa di antara keperluan akademik dan juga kegiatan co-curriculum. Pemuda ceria ini sangat bergerak aktif dalam Society of Petroleum Engineers, SPE, UTP Student Chapter. Atas idea-idea yang bernas bagi memajukan lagi persatuan ini, beliau telah dilantik sebagai Presiden untuk sesi 2019. Untuk membuktikan kebolehan SPE UTP Student Chapter, beliau telah memimpin pasukannya untuk menyertai pelbagai pertandingan di dalam dan di luar negara. Antara kejayaan yang amat membanggakan apabila pasukannya merupakan wakil tunggal Malaysia pertama yang layak untuk menyertai SPE Petrobol World Championship 2019 selepas melepasi saringan awal. Pada tahun 2020, beliau memimpin sekali lagi SPE UTP Student Chapter dalam pertandingan SPE Petrobol World Championship dan berjaya memasuki peringkat akhir bertemu dengan juara bertahan 3 tahun berturut-turut University of Oklahoma. Walaupun tewas di peringkat ini merupakan pengalaman terbaik bagi beliau dan rakan-rakan kerana telah mengharumkan nama UTP dan Malaysia di persada dunia. Di samping kejayaan di atas, beliau telah memimpin pasukannya dan menjuarai antaranya UiTM Pelantar Petrobol 2018, SPE UTM Intellectual Day Petrobrain 2019 dan Integrated Petroleum Festival Plan of Development POD 2019. Seorang graduan yang kreatif dan berinovasi, projek tahun akhirnya telah mendapat pingat emas dalam Sains dan Engineering Design Exhibition UTP kali ke-45. Bila telah memulakan kerjanya sebagai seorang jurutera reservoir di syarikat ExxonMobil dan kini telah menerima tawaran sebagai seorang business analyst di Boston Consulting Group BCG Kuala Lumpur bermula pada bulan ini. Atas ketokohan dan kecemerlangan beliau, dengan segala hormatnya, Yang Berbahagia Tan Sri Dr. Chancellor dipersilakan untuk menganugerahkan Chancellor Gangsa kepada Abdul Yazid bin Abdul Yazid.
Ucapan oleh penerima anugerah Chancellor Gangsa bagi mewakili graduan.
Speech by the Chancellor's Bronze Award recipient representing the fellow graduates.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Terima kasih pengerusi majlis. Yang Berbahagia Tan Sri Dr. Muhammad Hassan Marikan, Chancellor Universiti Teknologi Petronas, dan Yang Berbahagia Puan Sri Nuraini Muhammad Yusof. Yang Berbahagia Tan Sri Zahra Ibrahim, Pro-Chancellor Universiti Teknologi Petronas. Yang Berusaha Profesor Teknologis Dr. Muhammad Ibrahim Abdul Muttalib, Naib Chancellor Universiti Teknologi Petronas, dan Puan Neta Suredah Baharum. Ahli-ahli Lembaga Pengarah UTP, ahli-ahli Senat dan Pengurusan Universiti, para pensyarah dan kaki tangan Universiti Teknologi Petronas. Para ibu bapa, tuan-tuan, puan-puan serta sahabat-sahabat seperjuangan sekalian. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh dan salam sejahtera. Alright, good morning class of 2021. Wow, what an incredible honor. I stand before you today as the student representative for the class of Petroleum Engineering 2021 and of course our friends, the class of Civil Engineering 2021. Let me tell you, I had butterflies in my stomach while I was writing this speech, and it seems as I'm looking at everyone here, they've multiplied quite a bit. It's a great opportunity that I have here today to reflect on our journey in UTP as students who have longed for this very day to come. Today marks a truly historic day in our lives, as our combined efforts in the past 4 or 5 years has finally materialized in the form of a scroll so aptly called Segulung Kejayaan. As UTP students, much have we toiled and strived for greatness in this campus. As we look back on these years filled with memories of our student lives, which I know so many of us have done already, the anticipation for this ceremony has been building up. Since the time that we took our pictures when we finished our studies, shouting #JanjiGrad, up until today, the longing for this moment grew steadily. It was a tough end to our studies, with the world plunged into chaos and confusion as the COVID-19 pandemic disrupted every aspect of our lives. Our internships and final year of studies were spent behind screens while we pushed very hard to keep the embers of our motivation glowing, and we even surpassed our limits in reigniting that fire ablaze. Take pride in this moment because today we graduate as one of the most tenacious and resilient classes in UTP history. Each step that we took on that stage today was a fear conquered, a skill mastered, and a big, big smile put on our parents' faces. To be standing where I am today would be an impossible task were it not for the support of my parents. They taught me the value of education. My father, Encik Abdul Yazid bin Kasim, and my mother, Puan Rosita binti Zainuddin, worked hard to secure our family's prosperity. They took care of me so well that I never needed to know about our financial situation. And really, it wasn't until I started working that I had to commute by train for 2 hours every day that I found out just how difficult it was to manage working life. Those commutes drained me every single day, Yet, when I was a child, my parents mustered that energy to take care of me, to educate me, and to love me every single day. Ayah, Ibu, thank you for taking care of me all of these years, for being tough when it was needed, for showing me warmth and sharing my laughter. You know, I really don't tell you this enough. Ayah, Ibu, I love you. And of course, to my adik-adik, Shah and Jack. For you, I dedicate this Bronze Chancellor Award that I worked so hard for. My fellow graduates, life is short, and nobody has time to guess what is in your head or what is in your heart. So proudly proclaim your love for your family, for your friends, and for everyone else that you hold dear. I'd like to share with you something I found along my journey that, time and time again, has always been incredibly important. Let me start off by saying that I've always wanted this award, the Chancellor Award. A goal that I had set for myself years ago, before I had even set foot in this campus, had finally been realized on this day. And I thought to myself, this is it. This is the coalescence, the crystallization of the blood, the sweat, the tears that I had shed throughout my university life. You see, even before I joined UTP, I discovered the Chancellor Award through feature pieces on news websites and media. And I decided for myself that I wanted this award. And from that day, I set myself a very lofty goal. I did more reading to find out what some of the trailblazers did to achieve it. We have academic excellence, leadership track record, competitive success, business acumen, victories in sports, cultural and arts sublimity, technical innovation and publication, a whole laundry list of things. In essence, this is the UTP well-rounded graduate model, something which inspires everything here at UTP and permeates every part of our university life. Once I joined UTP, I took steps to make some progress in each of these categories. I set up SMART goals for myself and held myself accountable to each of them. So in short, the lesson that I want to share is to aim very high in setting your goals and plan very well in order to grasp them. The founding father of the United States, Benjamin Franklin, said, "If you fail to plan, you plan to fail." And the author of the best-selling 7 Habits of Highly Effective People, written by Stephen Covey, emphasizes the habit of beginning with the end in mind. By writing down our goals and taking the time to really think about what steps need to be taken to achieve them, we can unlock so much of the hidden potential within ourselves. Although this is something I did for myself even before UTP, there was an absolutely relentless focus on this very profound lesson, as our syllabus was designed with outcome-based education at their core. Outcome-based education, or OBE, is an educational theory that bases each part of an educational system around outcomes or goals, which is what I was talking about earlier. And I absorbed this emphasis while in UTP, further strengthening my resolve to achieve the goals that I had set for myself before I even joined. When I joined the orientation week back in January 2017, I learned about the perfect place where I could start working on achieving that goal. It was there that the incumbent president for 2017, Esther Lim Wan En, introduced me to the Society of Petroleum Engineers, or SPE for short. I joined immediately and I dived right into it. My interviewer at the time, the 2018 SPE president, Kyong Boon Kim, understood my motivations and as a result assigned me to the competition and training department. Eventually, with a strong push from Kyong, I took the helm of SPE as its president in 2019. During that time, we broke some incredible ground, achieving the Student Chapter Excellence Award from SPE International in 2019 and winning many, many international competitions. I want to thank my 2 amazing seniors, Esther and Kyong, who were both also the Petroleum Engineering Vice Chancellor Award recipients and Board of Engineers Malaysia Award recipients before me. I feel incredibly honored to walk the path that they have trailblazed. In June 2017, SPE UTP Student Chapter had the honor of hosting the Petrobol Asia Pacific Regional Qualifier, in which I was just a humble timekeeper. I was immediately hooked by the competition. Being the timekeeper, I saw the matches from the best possible perspective up close. I could see the furrows of concentration etched on the competitors' faces. In the room, the tension was palpable, stretched to the point of snapping. The air was filled with electrifying adrenaline, while the buzzers and answers came in fast like supercharged cars. And it was with this passion and excitement that I had taken efforts within SPE to bolster our competitive training programs through SPE Academy. Eventually, I also found myself in the position to join competitions and represent UTP. Among the highlights are taking home the first place in the Integrated Petroleum Festival Plan of Development competition in both 2019 and 2020 at Institute Teknologi Bandung, Indonesia, as well as being the very first team from UTP, Malaysia, and even Asia Pacific to reach the final round of the the final round of the Petrobol World Championship held in conjunction with SPE's annual technical conference and exhibition. We ended the competition as silver medalists and proved to the world that UTP is truly a force to be reckoned with. As of 2020, we are ranked 23 in the QS World University Rankings for Petroleum Engineering. Now, behind every story, there are pillars that are required to hold it up. And there are two petroleum engineering faculty members who were instrumental to this success. To Mr. Juhairi, our ardent coach and mentor, I will never forget the sleepless nights that you helped us to labor over our POD project. You went above and beyond the calling of a lecturer and even as a coach with us. I'm so happy to have had you in my UTP life as my RMS lecturer, but even more so as a friend. And to Dr. Khalid, Chair of the Petroleum Engineering Department, without your encouragement and support for our activities, many of the programs and competitive journeys would never have even left the ground. Thank you, sir, for your tireless work in making UTP's petroleum engineering truly world-class. Thank you also to the lecturers of the Petroleum Engineering Department for sharing with us your precious knowledge from day one and for believing in our potential to soar, especially to Associate Professor Lee Jang-hyun, Dr. Iskandar, Dr. Sia, and Dr. Ismail. Of course, this would be incomplete without mentioning my fellow soldiers in competitions. To teams Miu Miu, Rickelpick, and Gigi Kue, my friends Felicia, Derek, Jason, Hanlun, Tsai Ning, Ije, Chris, Kyung, and Hao En. Thank you for walking this path with me. You know just how hard it was. You know just how hard it was getting our CGPA to stay afloat while doing this, and yet you did it anyway. I couldn't have asked for better competitive teammates. We put our noses on the grindstone and we burned the oil from midnight and every conceivable part of the day, and most of all, had such great fun doing it. This award is for you guys too. Throughout all of this journey, I would not have been able to make it through without the camaraderie of Petroleum Engineering Batch January 2017, and also not to forget September 2016 and May 2017 batches. Thank you especially to Haris and Dayang, who, by the way, I'm very happy to share are happily married, and Amin, who could not make it here today from Abu Dhabi. You guys made UTP life that much more fun with our bowling sessions and food hunting trips. To my friends during internship at Schlumberger Labuan, Ilham, Sanjeev, Ash, William, and Ame, thank you for sharing our moments of intense stress and fatigue, and for making life away from home much more bearable. The same, of course, applies to my cluster gang, Said, Jetli, and Munib, who filled my days with light-hearted banter and laughter. And of course, the most special of thanks goes to my roommate of 4 years, Joel, who was there with me since my orientation first day to the day that I finished my studies. Thank you for putting up with my antics and crazy sleeping schedule, or lack thereof, and for taking care of me when I broke my toe and couldn't walk to class for 2 months. And most of all, for being my best friend here at UTP. I'll miss each and every one of you. Let's catch up real soon, guys. Class of 2021, just because we have graduated today does not mean that the learning stops here. Prophet Muhammad ﷺ commanded the pursuit of knowledge, and Albert Einstein said, once you stop learning, you start dying. So, by all means, live out the value of lifelong learning instilled within you by UTP. Go out into the world with humility, seek to listen and learn, and be the positive change that you wish to see. I have no doubt that this tenacious and resilient batch of students, also known as the COVID batch, will go on to become excellent professionals, great leaders, and change makers that will build our nation. After all, for us who have conquered our degrees during such a tumultuous and uncertain time, this is now our comfort zone. Finally, as your student representative, I say that the world should look out for us, the UTP class of 2021. We are the ones who will take the helm and bring forth great changes for the better in the years to come. I'd like to end with a saying attributed to John Kennedy. Change is the law of life, and those who look only to the past and present are certain to miss the future. The greatest discovery of all time is that a person can change his future by merely changing his attitude. Never doubt that a small group of thoughtful, committed citizens can change the world. So that's all of us. Thank you, class of 2021. I look forward to seeing our continued success and hope we will cross paths again once more. Thank you.